Brittany Zamora graduated Arizona State University in 2015 with a 4.0 GPA. She earned a bachelor's degree in elementary education and decided to do a master's in education from the Grand Canyon Uni. For all intents and purposes, Brittany seemed to have it all. She was a good-looking lady, she was intelligent with a bright future ahead of her, and in 2015, her then-boyfriend Daniel had also asked her to marry him. They had a lovely home and a bright future. Everything was falling into place for Brittany, who seemed thoroughly happy with her life, and in 2016, she was certified to teach English in elementary education for K-8 in Arizona. As a 5th grade teacher at the Littleton Elementary School, she was awarded Teacher of the Year in 2015 to 2016 and Teacher of the Month in 2017. She had so much to offer as a teacher. She loved her chosen career. She was kind, fair, full of enthusiasm. Plus, she was now earning a full-time wage, which was going to help in her newly developing wedding plans.
Young, beautiful, in love. Seeking adventures with her new husband.
What are we doing?
A teaching career taking off.
Kids loved her.
By all accounts, Brittany Zamora's life is a fairy tale. That would soon become a nightmare.
Brittany moved to Las Bryas School on recommendation of the assistant principal at Littleton Academy when he moved to Bryas and asked her to follow him.
So I was the one that told her, hey, there's a 6th grade position open at that school. That, she knew I had gotten a job here, and she was a good teacher, and I thought she'd be a great fit, and I thought she'd be good.
Although her credentials seemed impressive and she was considered such a good teacher, things seemed to spiral out of control when Brittany made certain decisions that would end her career, her freedom, and her marriage.
Welcome to practice. Yeah.
It was here at her new job at Las Brisas Academy in the fall of 2017 where police say Zamora, who's married, began to groom one of her students, a 13-year-old boy in her class. Boy describes the first time they texted over a classroom messaging app.
What you're about to hear are the words from the boy during the police interview. Now, these recordings have been changed to protect his privacy.
Before we all left, she said, hey guys, I'm gonna be at school, so if you get bored, text me, because I'll be really bored. And I said, hi Miss Moore, and she texted back, hi.
The texting continued throughout that day. The detective asks the boy, tell me everything about the flirting, start at the beginning and walk me through it so that I understand it.
I don't remember how it got really intense, but we would flirt and say she would be like, oh yeah, I love you, and I would tell her I love her too. And then she was talking about how she wanted to do stuff with me, and I would tell her that I wanted to do that too. First time we kissed, I was saying bye to her and I gave her a hug and she started kissing me, so I kissed her back.
There was a further encounter, actually on the school campus, and even in her classroom, after a talent show one day.
We were texting. And then I told her that I was at my grandparents' house, and she said, let me come over. I said, LOL, and then laughing when I put heart emojis. And then she's like, no, I'm serious, and I was like, okay. But before that, we called before. I went into her car though. She parked at the other end of the street, and she said, okay, I'm here, and then I just walked outside.
There was a further encounter, actually on the school campus, and even in her classroom, after a talent show one day.
We were doing a talent show thing, and I was saying bye, and then I grabbed my backpack, and my friend was messing with her computer, and then she was kissing me and everything, and she was like, you want to go in? And I was like, what? And she's like, you want to go in? And I was like, sure. And then the same thing, I didn't take my pants off or anything, but she was wearing a dress, So she just pulled me on every to the side. And then I was in there for like a minute, and then I was like, bad, and I was like, alright, I gotta go.
What gets to me so much is that these children really do sound like children. This is a witness, a young boy that witnessed some of this going on at the school, in the classroom.
I was one of the witnesses, or one of the people that saw Ms. Zamora and my friend touch each other.
Was Ms. Zamora saying anything?
No, they're just doing it. And it was very uncomfortable. So that's why the second day they're doing stuff, I just left the room.
The second boy also told about his encounter that was inappropriate with Miss Zamora.
Ms. Zamora asked me if my thing was uncircumcised or circumcised, and I didn't know what that means. Ms. Zamora went on her phone and looked up uncircumcised and circumcised. She hasn't touched me or anything.
The interaction between the student and the teacher was so intense that students started to notice
and reported it to the school principal in February of 2018.
Like, I had those 3 students come forward in early February.
Okay.
They gave me a written statement, and I started investigating.
As students started to come forward, the head teacher had to look into this. But was it sordid rumours, or was there any facts behind it? Initially, he certainly did not want to think that there could be. The head teacher had high regards for Brittany's teaching skills and certainly did not want to think that that could be going on in his school, and certainly not with the lady that he had such high regard for. He said, like I had those 3 students come forward in early February, they gave me a written statement and I started investigating. The head teacher starts taking notes about the pupils' concerns. Everyone's talking about them having an inappropriate relationship inside and outside of class. Some of them said, I've heard other kids in my class talking about it. They're saying that they're dating. The day after, Principal Dickey addresses the students in Brittany's class.
The first thing I did was that I commended 3 students that came to me and gave me a written statement. You know, I didn't specifically give names, but I said those students that came to me did the right thing. However, the students that are spreading rumors and talking amongst each other, that doesn't help anybody, and that doesn't lead to any solutions.
As soon as Brittany started to hear the rumors, she ran to the office to speak to the head teacher. Apparently, she started crying, and she said, the only 2 things I care about in life are my career and my husband. But only a week after speaking to the principal and crying on his shoulder, she was back to messaging the boy, asking him to sneak out of his grandparents' home and meet her in her car. So Principal Dickey was looking into the matter, investigating, talking to everybody he could, and even had the parents in to speak to them. Listen to what they had to say.
I got an app on my son's phone.
Oh.
We got him a new phone, and he was wanting to shut his door at night. And we told him, you sleep with the door open. So on his phone, it has the child version, and it has the parent version.
Okay.
So any keywords that I put in to look for, whenever it comes through his phone and message, pictures, anything like that, it will send me an alert. So yesterday I got the alert, and I kept getting alerts back to back because the word baby kept being used. But this time I saw at the bottom that it had Mrs. Zamora Instagram profile.
Okay.
And I'm familiar with her profile name because she's messaged me through Instagram as well. So I showed my husband the conversation, and then we talked to my son, and we told him we need you to be completely honest right now. We already know the answer to everything we're going to ask, so we just need you to tell us the truth. So my husband just told him,
Okay.
did you have sex with your teacher? He said yes.
He said yes. Okay. Did he elaborate any more on that, or?
We asked him, we said, how did this happen? And so he told us that when he asked for permission to stay after school to help with the talent show, to set up and make posters, and he said that that's when it happened, that Everybody was saying goodbye, and he went back to the classroom to get his backpack, and this is what happened. We found out that on the weekend that he went to stay with his grandparents, she contacted him on his phone and asked him where he was, got him to give her the address of my in-laws' house, told my son, my husband's fishing, I want to see you, and that was the first time that she did anything.
The way we actually confirmed it, I told my son, you're going to Texas, bitch. I'm sorry to use this language, you guys want the truth. And I said, you're going to trap her. You're going to make her tell me everything through these messages. I can show you right now what the messages say, then you guys have the stomach.
After hearing all of this, taking statements and speaking to the boys involved, Brittany Zamora was arrested.
Yeah. Where this officer has a body cam on him as well. So,
Brittany, I'm going to turn your wrist in here, okay? Do you have anything on you that's going to hurt me, poke me, stick me, Brittany? Open up your mouth. Lift up your tongue. I'm going to take your necklace off as well. I will help you. I know it's a big step.
I'm only 5 foot.
I know.
She was then taken to the police station.
Go over to that wall. This way. This way.
And there's no way I can call my husband or anything?
They'll talk to you and everything, explain what they're doing, but just sit tight, okay?
For just over 10 minutes, an officer tries to speak to Zamora.
Did they tell you why you're here? They didn't tell you why you're under arrest?
No.
Okay. It's involving that relationship with... Okay.
Can I have an attorney?
You can. Is that what you want?
Will I be going home today?
And she's told she's going to jail.
I'm little, they're gonna tear me apart.
Well, I mean, if you have problems with somebody, you can voice that to somebody. And if there are problems, they can isolate you.
I am the best husband in the world.
It's funny that she could not remember that she had the best husband in the world when she was doing what she shouldn't have been doing.
Can you put my hair in front of my face for me?
Like that?
No, in front.
In front. I'm sorry. You'll be fine, okay?
We have to stop by them or we just pass them?
We have to go in the door by them, okay?
So we're not stopping?
If you want to keep your head down, you can.
Ms. Zamora, did you have an inappropriate relationship with a 13-year-old boy for your students?
For more than a year after her arrest, she denied the sexual abuse allegations, declining any chats with the media, and her husband declining to comment, and the victim's family suing the school for not reporting this incident sooner.
The school and principal deny any wrongdoing.
I didn't want to blow it up, you know?
And then, more than a year after her arrest, a tearful Zamora actually comes clean and admits that she was in the wrong and that she did do all the things that had been reported in regards to abusing the 2 children that had come forward.
And faces more than 20 years behind bars.
Do you wish to plead guilty to each of these charges?
Yes.
So do you remember when I said that the family were obviously not very impressed with what had gone on? The dad especially was very angry, and he spoke to Zamora over the phone. Let's take a listen to what they had to say to each other, as this was all used in evidence against her.
I don't what you want to... What type of perverted person are you? I want to know right now. You're a child molester. Do you understand me? No.
Why do you say that?
Oh, gee, I'm a lot smarter than you.
Can we meet, to talk about this? Something we can settle out, outside?
Oh yeah, that's what we can do so I can give you a chance to do it to some other kid. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. No. And make sure you tell your husband what's going on.
He's right here. Can he talk to you?
Oh yeah, put your husband on the phone.
She's done so much and she made a huge mistake. The biggest mistake of anybody could ever make in the whole entire world. But she think about, God preaches forgiveness, man.
Your wife decided to be a monster and prey on a child. She scarred my son mentally. Do you understand what a 13-year-old boy did? Having sex with a teacher? Do you get that at all? Do me a favor. Do not call this number back again. The next time you'll hear from me will be in court.
But just hours later, the father calls her back, but this time with detectives in the room.
I don't know why you did this.
honestly, like, I just got really close after I think everything went down, and we were like, oh, like, how could that happen? And then
So Zamora was sentenced to 20 years in jail in July 2019 after eventually pleading guilty to assault and sexual conduct with a minor. She said at a hearing at Maricopa Superior Court, Phoenix in 2019, "I'm a good and genuine person who made a mistake, and I regret it deeply. I lived my life respecting and trying to obey every law, and I'm not a threat to society by any means." After apologising to the victims and the family, as well as her family, she told Judge Sherry Stevens that she planned to earn a degree in prison so that she could start a new life when she got out. Now, she cannot be released on good behaviour and will be released from prison when she is between 48 and 49 years of age. And when she's out of prison, Zamora will have to register as an sex offender and then serve 2 lifetime terms on probation. The 30-year-old filed for divorce from her husband of 4 years from behind bars in May 2020 and said that their relationship was broken beyond repair. The elementary teacher jailed at the Arizona State Prison Complex in Perryville assisted education staff in group settings, has now been assigned as a tutor/educator. She is directly supervised while working at all times by educational instructors, and the classrooms are routinely checked and monitored by security staff. The education classrooms are also used with video surveillance at all times and monitored by security staff. She requested to do the work, and according to the DOC, she was approved following a screening process. And on 4 other occasions, she worked as a kitchen helper. So there you go. That's the story of what happened with Miss Zamora when she was free. And now she has to spend the next 20 years behind bars, not getting to live her life, get married, have children, and progress in her career because of, she calls, mistakes. Interested to know what you think about this case, guys, whether you've heard of it before or whether this is the first time you've heard of it. Please leave a comment in the comment section and I'll be back with you again soon. Bye, guys.